Hey guys, it's Lisa, back with another video for you for Lisa Wise Designs, and today we're on day 3 of making this mini album called Best Day Ever. So cute. I don't think I said on the last video, but the physical kit has sold out for this, but you can still pick up the tutorial and use your own product to make one of these really cool mini albums. And the link is below in my Etsy shop if you want to pick that up. So let's keep going on our mini album. Let's put it over here out of the way. It's just, excuse me, this is kind of where we left off. We put on what I call our first coat, or the first round of our matting, January and February, and then your homework assignment was to do March through December. So that is where we are right now. So the next step of this is we're going to make the inserts that go in here. So here's the one for January. So they're going to fit just like so. You pull out. You would have, if it's plain paper like this one, you'd have a place for a photo, and then we're going to flip them over and have another place for a photo, or you could use the big graphic. So let's make January and February's of this one together, and then just like the rest of this, once you get the formula down, then you can make the rest of the months. So we put all this to the side somewhere here. Keep going in the wrong spot here. So we're going to dig into the 6x8 paper pad, and let's show you what we're going to use. So the little F pieces that you cut in the first video, so you should have 12 of these if you haven't worked ahead, and so I'm down to 2 because I've done the other 10. So you're going to use 2 Fs today, and we're going to use these 2 sheets of paper. One has lots of hearts, and one says Hello Winter, and those come from the 6x8 paper pad. Once again, this is Simple Stories Best Year Ever is the name of this paper, and it's so pretty. All right, but after we do January and February, we'll do a walkthrough of the rest of the months, plus we're actually going to put some of our really cool ephemera down, so you'll get to see that too. So I'm going to put that to the side. So I'm going to have the ones that I have done already up here for a sample. And kind of right there. And so let's work on this one. So you're going to grab your trimmer. If you have your tutorial handy, I'm going to be working on page 10 right in this section. It kind of walks you through what I'm going to be doing. But this paper is the same size as the black, so we need to trim it down in order for us to have a border all the way around. So on all these pieces, these 12 times, what we're going to do, we're going to take 1/4 of an inch off the top and 1/4 of an inch off the left side. And I'm going to cut the top piece first every time because this is 6 inches, and I can use that 6-inch strip to help mat a 6-inch photo mat. So I'm going to cut the top first, so I'll have 6 inches. I always do this, right? I put put this wrong in the camera here. So at the top, I'm going to cut off 1/4 of an inch. Right, put that to the side. Then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to cut it off the left side. And the reason I'm doing that is because on the right side, we're going to be cutting a tab. So we're already going to be cutting some off the right side. Oh, I had this up here so you can see it. We're already going to be cutting this off to have this tab here. So I didn't want to cut even more off. So that's why I cut it off the left and the top. All right? So I'm going to put those kind of off to the side for now. I'm going to use those later. Put this away. So once again for January, I'm going to be using the tab punch, and when it comes to February, I'll use the templates that came inside your kit. All right, so walking through this slowly, as you can see my sample here, I want a tab on the bottom right side. So in order to do that, in my tab punch, I've got the little peg here on the one on the left that says side tabs. Okay, and I want to make a punch on this side. So in order to do that, I'm going to flip my paper over, make a punch. Okay, so there we go. And so now to finish that tab, I'm going to put it in, I got to move my peg And then I'm going to put it in here. You can see there's a small, medium, and large. And because this is a pattern paper matte, we've already done the black one. The black one was on medium. I don't want this to be medium because I want to have a border all the way around it. I'm going to do it between small and medium, actually more on the smaller sides. I'm going to go to small and just go up just a little bit and make a punch. That's where I found by doing a few of these with scrap paper that it looked the best. All right, so there's my tab. So what you would want to do then is cut all the way down here and have your tab left, right? Well, after I did that the first time, I flipped this over and said, well, you know, I'm going to need a tab over here. And instead of trying to deal with these little bitty, this little bitty with this little bitty 3/4 of an inch strip, why don't I go ahead and cut a tab on this side because I'm cutting it off anyway, and then I would have a decorative tab for the other side. So that's why I'm going to be doing it this way. I already have my tab here. I could just cut it off, but I'm going to go ahead and make another tab here, and I'm going to cut that top tab off to have for this side, and I hope that makes sense. All right, so let's do that together. So I'm also going to cut a tab on the top, doing the same way. And I'm going to turn it over and go between the small and medium about halfway and make another punch. So now you can see I have two tabs, one here and here. Okay, I'll move this out of the way. I find it easier on this one just to use my trimmer. So I don't want to get in a hurry because I don't want to cut all my tabs off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up on 3/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to cut this and this off and leave the bottom tab. In order to do that, so I know I'm not going to make a mistake, I'm going to start right here and go up. That way, if I get to talking or forget what I'm doing, I'm not going to make a mistake. So I'm just going to put, there we go, this right here and go. Maybe not. Oh, okay. Well, my blade had come out of the little place. There we go. So now I'm just going to cut straight up. And yes, I cut some of the R off, but it's okay. You can still see that it says winter. So now I have a tab for the other side of this little insert. I got this little leftover piece, and then I have my mat here. It's so cute with my tab on the bottom. So I'm going to put this away for now. I'm going to go back one more time to my tab punch board because, as you can see, we did this little decorative punch. So I need to do that on this. It's in here. So I'm going to make that little decorative punch there so that when I put it here, it will line up. Cute. Well, if I would put it where you could see it, it would be cute. Cute. And then we also need to round the corners. So let's do that. I must be really zoomed in. But anyway, at least you can see real well. All right, so this is going to go there. So once you've done it once, you can see pretty well where I'm going with it. And then you can just fly through it the next time. You'll say, okay, I need two tabs, and the one on the bottom I'm going to keep, and the one on the top I'm going to cut off so that I already have that ready for the opposite side. Because you can imagine how difficult it was once I cut the 3/4 of an inch strip off to get it back in that tab punch board and try to punch. That was, yeah, an adventure. I basically wound up having to glue it to another sheet of paper to do it. Okay, so now that I've made that clear as mud, so there's your one side. If you wanted to have this room for a picture, then I would just flip it over and use the other side, or just choose a different paper. But I really like this. All right, so flip it over. And this time I'm going to use my tab in the upper right-hand corner. Okay, so here's what we cut off. You could use either side. I would always take a look and see which one you like the best, but this is the one that I chose. They're both really pretty. Then, now I know this is overkill before somebody says it, but you know, I kept all my leftovers of each month in a baggie because I needed to stay very organized so I would know what kind of paper you had left over in your kit as I was going along. And anyway, so that's how I did mine. But of course, you don't have to do that. You can just put yours in a pile. So this is what we had left over from when we were matting yesterday. And this is what we have done today, these little scraps. So on this, you can tell what we did here. I took this, and of course I didn't have any paper big enough to finish this. So we're gonna get real scrappy, just like we used to do with our scrapbook albums. So with this piece that's left over, I'm going to round the top left-hand corner, just like that. And it's gonna go here, and this is gonna go here. And I'm putting it about 3/8 of an inch on the top and the bottom. I'm kind of eyeballing it there, but that's about right. Now you don't have any index cards in your kit, but I always buy packages of 4x6 index cards and 3x5 index cards, and they're dirt cheap, especially when the kids go back to school. And I buy them with unlined, without the lines on them. And I always have these on hand when I'm making these for you to see where your photos go, or if I'm making one for a gift, then I can put these in my album. And then what I use, and turn it around here, I use the stamp set from May Made It called Action, and I always have this place photo here on a block because I use it so much. So that's where this is coming from. So if you want to cut a piece of any type of scrap paper that's 4x6, you're going to want at least one of them to help you line this out. Okay, so I haven't glued anything down yet. Then I'm going to use this to help me line out. If I had a 4x6 picture here, where would I want this to land? If I also put this at the bottom to kind of pull this together, and then you can see we're going to add some little ephemera pieces there. But how would you want to lay this out? And then you could go ahead and glue this down just in the corners with the teeny tiniest bit of glue, where you could take it off later. Or if you wanted to, you could glue over it, but that's going to add more bulk to it. That's kind of what I like to do. So to get started, we know where these two pieces go. So I'm going to go ahead and glue down my tab here. Yeah, cute. And yeah, I'm going to glue this. So I thought this was a fun way to use up every last scrap of that 12x12 January sheet of paper we have used now, except for maybe these little bitty pieces. And we're going to use at least one of those in just a second. Okay. So now's the time to glue this down if you want this to stay here as a placeholder. Especially if you're giving it as a gift, you might want to do January's all the way through placeholders. And then the recipient, will know exactly what you mean and where their photos should go. Alright, I'm getting glue all over me. I must be getting tired. It's been a long day of prep and film, but it has been fun. I have missed scrapbooking. I haven't sat down until today for about 10 days or so. That's a long time for me. All right, so now you could take this away if you wanted to. That looks weird and crazy, doesn't it? But once you put your 4x6 photo there, it makes perfect sense. Okay, so now we're going to do some embellishing. But first, let's go ahead and use this paper up. So you're going to grab your January pages that you made. All right, and if you cut the top 6-piece off, the 6-inch piece off correctly, because the first time I did it, I didn't. I cut the long piece first. You should have a 6-inch piece that would exactly go like right there on January. And let me show you where it's going to go. So see, this is kind of where we're going with it. Isn't that cute? So let's do that. And I'm going to come up about 1/2 inch from the bottom. And that is where it's going to land. So before I put up all my strips and my leftovers, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Whoopsie. Glue everywhere. Glue overboard. It's okay. It'll be okay. There we go. So then these are going to be leftovers, but I am not going to do away with them and throw them away until I'm absolutely finished with this album. So let me kind of dump out what I think that I'm going to be using for January. And you can go through those ephemera pieces that you have, and you can decide which ones you like for January through December. It didn't say specifically, but it's not that difficult to figure out when you start going through them. But these are the ones that I'm going to use. This little hat, the snowman, the mittens, and then there are two different size snowflakes. All right, so for January here, what I did is I took the little hat and I put it here in the center, or it even looks good right there, but I think on this one I'm going to put it over here underneath the J and the A, or you could put it center, and that helps to bring some color here. And I'm just going to try not to go over the black mat. Here we go. Glue all over the back. And there we go. Cute. That is adorable. Okay. So I'm going to kind of put this to the side. Where am I keeping all mine? Over here. Okay. Put that to the side. All right. Going back here. So this is what I did here. So what I would do, this is not glued down. You could go ahead. For this one, I'm going to glue it into place. What I do is I put tiny dots in the corner because I want to be able to remove this later. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down so you can kind of see the sample. And then February I won't. Alright, so in order to slide your picture under here, you're only going to want to put glue on the very top of these mittens. Just like that, and then they can go here. You don't want to put glue on the bottom because you want to be able to put your picture later. So you can see I'm just putting glue on the very top and laying that like there. So that once I have a photo, it will slide into place. Okay, same thing with the snowflakes. I'm going to kind of put these here exactly like I want them to land. But I'm just going to make sure I don't cover up the white piece of paper. So this one's easy because it doesn't really cover the white. Doesn't really go over. But this one does. I'm only going to put it on the left side. Just like that. Isn't that cute? Take my little snowman here. So now I can still have room for my photo. Cute! I love it. So this is one side, and there's the other. So there's January done. So we'll put January over here. Put this in here. So I'm just going to warn you, because we're not gluing all this ephemera down all the way, because we're waiting on photos, it might get caught on the back here as you're putting it through. Let's see how this tends to pop up. So when you're putting it in, you might want to look through the back as you're trying to push that in until you get everything glued down 100%. So that would be January, and then you put photos here. So let's flip this over here. Now what I would do here is I would come in with my 4x6 photo and I would put it in the pocket and then pull it up and then glue it right there. So you got a tiny bit in your pocket. I would take either a 3x5 or a 4x4 photo and then glue this down here. And I will show you in this book what that looks like. When you open this up, I took some of the leftover pieces, those little bitty pieces that I had, like the 1/4 of an inch, and I put a 4x4 photo, and then I put that on the edge, and then I put my snowman. Then I put the other strip that I had left over here, and then put my photo there. Isn't that cute? Very, very cute. So I went here and I put a sticker there to kind of finish this off. So let's do that. Let's kind of finish off January, and let's look at those stickers. To the side here. So you can never go wrong putting something here or something up there. So I like this aqua blue one right there. Just something to add a little color. So on the back, you've got room to put, here's a 4x6 photo again. Here's that. So you can see, you can start out with a 4x6 photo and kind of bring it in to maybe a 3x5, 5.5. That would look really cute here. And I plan on putting some pictures in this. I will try to come back at the end of this project and show you some pictures in this, this sample. All right. So pretty much January is done until we get some photos in there. And I didn't use mine, I didn't put mine in there yet, so I'm just gonna kind of stick him back in my plastic till we're done. All right, so there is January. Put him to the side. All right, so let's work on February. So here's that piece of paper for February I said we would need. To make sure, stuck up my bottle here. So, and this is gonna be my sample. Put him over there. All right, so I'm going to grab this, and remember, I'm going to start at the top and take off a 1/4 inch. Keep that, and then I'm going to go. Well, this one, it's not such a big deal if you go from the right or the left-hand side because it doesn't have a big graphic on it, right? Does that make sense? So on either side, you need to take off a 1/4 inch. Well, if I can get it out of there. All right, so there's my leftovers up here. So we need to do the same thing. We need a tab here and a tab here and trim them down and have one tab at the bottom. So if you don't have the tab punch board, you have this in your kit. And if you're doing the tutorial only, you just need to print this out on some cardstock and cut them down like this. See, I just cut a straight edge here, and then I fussy cut out the rest. So the one that we're using right now is this one that's in the middle, and it says Photo Insert Matte Template, so the matte one. So now what you would do is you would turn it here on the side. You would line this up where the tab is at the top here and the two sides meet. So it should be a pretty good, maybe not exact, but pretty, almost exact. I tried to be exacting where this would line up really well. Okay, so your paper is 7 3/4 by 5 3/4. Come on, there we go. Just like that. And then we'll take my pencil and I'm going to trace out from about the middle up to this tab because we decided it's easier to go ahead and cut both tabs at once instead of cutting this out and then using the leftovers and doing it again. Well, let's just go ahead and cut it. And had I thought about this before I made it, of course, I would have made the template to do that, but I didn't. When I was playing around with it, I thought, well, here's some time-saving tip. So all I did was just flip it over. So now the tab here is at the top, and just kind of going around the tab again. And they're just finishing out that line. Okay. Now I'm going to use this to finish the line because I'm going to use scissors and go all the way up because I'm going to cut this tab off and cut it down here and leave that tab at the bottom. So hopefully, since you saw the way I did the first one, this makes really good sense. So I'm going to start at the bottom one and I'm going to leave that tab intact. There we go. So now I'm basically going to cut a straight line. Okay, so now there's that. And then on this one, I need to go and cut the tab off the other side that I already drew. Traffic is loud today. It's Saturday afternoon and it's beautiful weather. It's in the 60s and people are out riding around having a good time. So there's that tab. So either way, if you want to use the template or the tab punch board, easy peasy. So now here's my leftover. Put that off to the side. All right. So let's see how we did. Oh yeah, I gotta finish it up here. Oh, I'm not using my tab punch board. Let me move that out of my way because I was gonna try to use it. I'm gonna go back to my template and do the decorative edge. Okay, I think I can hold this one here. Instead of having to use more paper clips. Do my decorative edge. And then the other two sides, we will corner around. Okay, let's see how well we did now. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not perfect, but hey, it's handmade, right? Okay, let me see. Yeah, I probably need to trim mine up just a little bit there, but I am not going to stress about it. I find that I don't cut as well, as clean, or as good when I'm on camera. I'm sure it's just nerves, right? Trying to remember what you're doing and how to make sure you say the right thing, and it always seems to happen. I seem to make more mistakes on camera or in the classroom than I do sitting by myself sometimes. So there's the one side with the heart. It's kind of difficult to see on camera. So we're going to flip this over. Now we're going to do this side. So I'm going to find my leftovers from yesterday, from February. So like I said, I did overkill. Mine's in baggies. And I already had the ephemera that I think I might use laid out here. We'll see. So once again, this was left over from that 12 by 12 page we cut yesterday. So that's going to be here. Then we just cut this out. That's going to go here. And this was from yesterday. And since I hand cut it, it's got this weird thing on the end. And let's see. Yep, just like that. Okay. So at the top left corner, we're going to corner around it. And just going to kind of glue that into place. And then the bottom piece will just fall where it may. So you can always look, like I said, on both sides of the paper before you glue down to make sure you don't want to use the other side, because sometimes the other side is just as cute or cuter. I have to erase my pencil lines here. And sometimes it doesn't make sense at all. Like this one is 4-leaf clovers on the back, so I definitely would not use that on my Valentine one. See how I just dropped that? Now you're gonna mess up my background. It's okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna pretend here's my 4x6 photo, and I want this to land, let's see, about right there. So I'm just taking a look and see how much border I would have at the bottom is what I'm trying to do. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of hold that in place and glue this down. And then the fun part, we'll put our ephemera on here. Okay, just like so. All right, so now I know that looks funky, but you get the idea. So these is what I think I'm going to use here. I've got like these 3 hearts. There's a XOXO, and then there's another red small heart. So this love, I'm going to put across the top here, and I'm going to kind of overlap it there. But I just want to put the glue at the very top of the words, so that I've got room to put my picture later. All right, so that goes just like that. So there's plenty of room for the photo later. So like this can just go in here like this. And I won't glue that in, but I'll leave it there so it makes sense. And then these cute little hearts here, I'm just going to put glue on the left side. And once I come and put my picture down, it's very easy just to kind of bend this back a little bit and put glue right here. Yeah, so see, I know that looks funky without the photo, but it makes perfect sense once you put your photo back in there. I love it. Okay, so moving on. There was February, but let's go back to February page. So here's those strips that we cut off earlier. So this is the one that was the 6-inch strip. It's a little bit longer for this, so I could trim it off, or I could just center it, which I think I will do, and have a little bit of overhang. So it's not coming off of the black mat, so I'm fine. Oh, but I don't want them upside down, my little bitty hearts. So I'm putting it, like I said, about 1/2 inch from the bottom. But what I'm actually doing is right where the curve straightens out is right where I'm putting this little strip. Right where we corner around to this kind of straightens out right here, and that's kind of where I'm putting it. So then I'm going to put my XO here. Just going to kind of center the XO kind of top to bottom, like so. And then that little heart, I think I'm going to use it to kind of add a little extra something here. So you can put it here, here, here. I'm bad about putting them all at the bottom, so I think I'm going to put this one at the top. And I can glue this down into place. And you're going to have lots of extra stickers left over, so whenever you put your pictures here, you can do kind of the same thing. Use any of your extra paper strips and any extra stickers and just kind of give that more dimension. Okay. So there's February. I hope you're enjoying this. I'm thinking this is so much fun. I cannot wait to put pictures of the grandbaby in here. All right, so let's move on. So I already did all of these, let me clean up my mess here. I already did those same things with March through December. I did not put the ephemera pieces in, but I did go ahead and do all the strips. And let me show you this one. See, one time, my paper wasn't long enough, and so I didn't want it to be too short. So I just tore it with my fingers in half right here because I knew I was going to put in elements right there. And so now I'm going to cover that up. So there's always a way around it if you cut something short, or if you just don't like the way something looks. Try not to beat yourself up or get too upset about it. So let's take a look at March. And let me grab this. All right. So this is what March looks like so far. Here, turn over with a lucky clover here and there. So I have not worked ahead of you except to do this piece and to do this. This is my sample, the first one I did. And so this is how far I've gotten right here. So let's go ahead and find the ephemera that we think we might need for March. So there was a bicycle, and there's all these flowers. There's a rainbow. There's this big thing of orange and yellow flowers. There was like an aqua blue heart, an orange flower, and an orange heart. So I pulled those. Right. So on March, the word, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use like the blue heart, the small orange flower, and then this orange heart here. So I'm just going to kind of work in groups of threes and kind of build on top of each other to make a little grouping and glue that down. And then I'll put these over here to the side. Come back to that. And that way I will cover up my annoyance I had when my paper was too short, but I knew I was going to be putting some elements. I just wasn't sure which ones. And even though this one is the smallest, I don't want to put my same colors side by side. So I'm going to put this small heart here. I left the right side of it sticking up just a hair because I'm going to put this one kind of behind it like that. There we go. And then I'll push it down. Okay, so that's what my March looks like. So cute. Oh, we got some gunk on it. Love. Okay. So push that over for now. So here's the finished one, and here's the one I'm working on. So I've done that same recipe that we've been working on January, February. And I just went ahead and put the note card here. So as you can see, I'm going to put the flowers down here, and I'm only going to put glue on the very ends here. So I still can put my picture here. And then I really like this rainbow. And I want it to go here, so I'm only going to put glue on the very top. Just like that. Just kind of overlap that piece of paper there. Okay. Cutesy, cutesy. All right. Now, I had this bicycle I really liked. And I will show you what I did in the finished book here. So isn't this cute? You could put a 4x6 photo, or actually that's a 3x5, and then just put your little bicycle down here. You can see different ways to do this too, the 4x6 photo, and then, like I said, another one of those strips up there to take up that extra room. Sometimes these strips make sense, like this little plaid. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's so weird. It's like, I don't know, like this little bitty, not dots, but if you had like a half of a shamrock, you wouldn't want to put that up there. So some of them I don't think you might want to put that little strip, but anyway, it's personal preference. So we're good to go, I think, on March. And like I said, we might come back and do some more decorating at the very end. So let's see what I have for April. All right, we have an umbrella. We have a different set of flowers. This one's got a big blue one. And then we had this pink one. There were definitely some months that did not have as many elements as others, as you will see as you go through your packs. Sorry, I'm trying to clean up as I go here. So this is what this looks like here. And let's go ahead and finish up the April. And all I'm going to do is take this small pink flower, and you can put it in the center, or I kind of like it off to the side. Kind of helps pull in a lot of this space that doesn't have anything. Sorry, I'm trying to work too high up in the screen. I keep trying to look. There we go, just like that. And see, that little strip and that one flower, I think, really adds something to that page. Looks, like I said, very scrappy, going back to our roots of being scrapbookers. I'm going to put that out to the side. So now let's work on the insert, since I already did the little recipe. And see, I don't have the 4x6 card on here, but it would go something like this. So I'm going to take the umbrella, hello, the umbrella with the rain, and just put glue at the very top up here. I love this paper pack. Those of you that were lucky enough to get in that first 10 hours or so and got the kit, I hope you enjoy it, because I love having all these different elements for each month without having to go and find them all individually. So I know it can be done. I know there's other paper packs that have different months in it, but I really fell in love with this one. So that is what this would look like. Take that out. Cute. And so see, on this, since I didn't have that big graphic, you can absolutely put another 4x6 photo here, and there are tons of stickers that we have not gotten to yet. Okay. All right, April. So I'm not going to go through every little tag either, but you kind of get the idea too of how the tags are made, and then add an element here of your stickers if you want to add something extra there. Okay, let's go to May. Let's see. Oh, isn't this cute? I have an orangish and a bluish butterfly. And then we've got the little jar. I guess I wouldn't have to keep these in the baggies anymore since I'm almost done. All right, so we'll go ahead and glue this down. I'm going to take the blue butterfly. Well, at least it landed on the right side. And I'm gonna kind of put him right here, kind of under the M, and call that one good. Isn't that cute? And if you have any sparkles in your arsenal, I like to say, or in your stash, this will be a really cute place to put some little things here, or put something to put some shine there. That would be really cute. So that is the May. Well, now let's do the May insert. Okay, so this is what it'll look like. All right, and this is after we did our little recipe. So I'm going to glue this little mason jar looking thing with flowers on it. Just going to do the same thing, putting a little bit of glue on the left side. I'm going to put my orange butterfly and a little bit of glue at the top and put him or her right there, so that when I come with my photo later, it's going to look something like that. Okay, and that's May. So June. June has a pineapple. So cute and so friendly. Doesn't the pineapple like stand for hospitality or something? It's on a lot of people's doors. I think that is really cute. All right, sorry, I'm gonna have to reach and try and move some of this stuff out of my way. There we go. All right, so for June, I took the pineapple and kind of put it off here to the right, kind of take up some of that space here. So I think I said this in my first video, that there was no ephemera pieces left behind. We do use every piece of this ephemera, which is kind of unusual. I must be hungry, my stomach's growling. Okay. But now I don't use every piece of chipboard, and I definitely don't touch all the stickers. But I do think there's a lot of room left in this album to add stickers to. I just didn't do a whole lot of extra decorating yet. And we might do, like I said, some more. And I would love to come back and show you when I put some of my photos in there. And I put glue on the wrong side. See, when I get to talking. Okay. Don't glue down, Missy. I could put powder on it, but I'm just gonna go with it. There we go. So that'll be cute when I come back in there. So I'm also interested to see, okay, so that's June, how you're going to put your photos in here. If you're going to highlight like one calendar year, or if you're going to take multiple years and just kind of highlight a few pictures from multiple years. Let me know. And please, if you make one of these and put some photos in it, please post it on our Facebook group, Lisa Wise Designs. I would love to see it. I'm still trying to decide how I'm going to do mine. If I'm going to do the first year, okay, I got sunglasses, a navy blue heart, and some fireworks for July. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do the first calendar year or second calendar year of me becoming a grandmother, which I want to be called Grams. So I'm going to put this here kind of in the center and then more toward the bottom of the black mat. Not going over. It's cute. Because of course, because she's a grandbaby and she doesn't live with me, I don't have near as many pictures of her as I did my child growing up. So I'm thinking it might be fun to put a picture or two of her a month. Maybe pick my favorite photo from the month and put that in the book. And then by the time she's 7, 8 years old, I'd have the book filled. Wouldn't that be a fun gift, or a fun keepsake for me? A fun gift for her? A good keepsake for me? Probably a good keepsake for me, right? Because I'm going to want to see it. Oh, isn't that cute? That is so cute. 4th of July looking. Okay. Almost there. August. Here is this. Let's get out all of these pieces. Have this little van. Some watermelon, little picnic basket. right, so what I did is I took my little watermelon piece, and I love all these different colors for the summer. I'm gonna put it between the G, under the GUS, so the Gus, under the Gus. Cute. All right, that's the August book. And the insert here. Thought this van was cute, but it's kind of a little odd to just call that August, right? And just put a van on there, but okay, we'll go with it. I'm not gonna question it too much. A picnic basket. And then a little van. This reminds me of the TV show, Mr. Iglesias, on Netflix. If you've never seen it, it is a cute little family type show, very clean comedy. I love that. It's so cute. It's got a comedian called Fluffy in it. It's really cute. All right, so September. Oh, and he drives a van like that is what it reminded me of. Got those old VW vans. So I know September's supposed to be about school because, you know, lots of kids go back in July and August, but September is my birthday month. And I was just like, really? I'm gonna have to use this for my birthday month. Maybe that's not about me. So I took these little books here and put it here on the front. So you can see I didn't have a lot of good options to put on the front here when I was cutting strips. So I cut down one of these strips that had two different colors in it, and that's what I used. I'm like, okay, well, let's do that then. Put my books here on top. Okay. And then here's the insert here. So, but I tell you, I did have some of these Converse type shoes growing up. Was not this color. Mine was pink, and it was not easy finding the pink that I wanted. This is going to be one of those you're going to have to really watch as you're putting it in your book, because it's going to want to flip up and catch on everything until you glue it down all the way. But I think it's fun. It's just so fun. And of course, if I was really wanting to put birthday type paper in it, it would be very easy just to substitute what birthday in 1 month. Cute. Cute. Yes. Cutesy, cutesy. Okay. September. Just 3 more months to go. October. Let's see how we're doing on time. Okay. Yeah, you do a little bit longer video, but not too bad. Oh, by the way, if you do see some ephemera pieces that I'm not using, I do have a few other pieces that I pulled out over here. You might be wondering about as I'm going along that I'm going to be using inside the book, like inside the covers. I've already got those earmarked for that. So I do have a few more over here to the side, and we'll be doing those probably the next video. So I got little witchy feet. Have a couple of jack-o'-lanterns. So this one had a lot. Like I said, I think there's even a couple over there for the inside of the book. A little ghost, a moon with a cloud, and then a bat. And see, and here's some of the ones that I'm not going to use, so I'm going to put those in the inside cover. So that's where they are. And let's see. Yeah, there's a couple that's going to go on some tags right there. So never fear. Oh, well, I closed my book. I'm supposed to be looking at that for reference. So I'm going to take these 2 jack-o'-lanterns. Since they have faces, they're jack-o'-lanterns, right? Not pumpkins, I think, is how it goes. And I'm going to put those kind of under the E and the R. I'm going to stack those. Like I said, some months had a lot of ephemera pieces, and some were really skimpy. I know, I guess it's easier to find things if you got Halloween in the mix, like to make, than just spring. But yeah, I'm sure you'll find that too and say, okay, well, could I get a little more for April and May? But we did it, and it's really cute. So insert for October looks like this. I'll take my little kid dressed up like a ghost. It's not a real ghost. We won't get into that if they really are ghosts. Then I layered these on top of each other. I did the moon here and then kind of put this off to the side. So for now, what I'm going to do is going to take that wing of the bat and I'll put this on top of the moon with the cloud. And then from there, I'm just going to do the top of the moon. At least it did. Oh my heavens, come on. I must be tired and or hungry. That's always my excuse. Just like that. I'm tired and or hungry. All right, don't glue down on me. There we go, that'll be cute. And I'm not gluing these down on this one because this book's going to be for me because I know you can see this as a good example over here. So I might as well not use up all those resources. So for October, since we had so many ephemera pieces, I went ahead and put the little witch's shoes just like that. Since we had so many. So let's go back. I'm going to grab my October little booklet. Since we didn't do this on any other month, but you could with stickers and kind of dress this up a little bit. Plus, you could put a pretty good sized photo down here too, if you wanted, right there. Cute, makes sense. Okay, like I said, there's no ephemera left behind in this book. All right, so moving on to November. See what ephemera pieces I picked out. I have this truck. It's not a red truck, right? That's been the thing forever. This is the blue one, and it's got a little fall leaf, and these are pumpkins and some little yellow orangey looking leaves. So I'm going to take these leaves and the stems of the leaves I'm going to kind of cross over a little bit, just like that. Can I see? I'm going to glue them down that way if I can. I'm going to go with the orange one first. I'm not going to put any glue on the stem of it. There. And before all that dries, I'm going to glue this yellowish one kind of underneath the stem of that one and then over the top of the orange, if that makes sense. So the stem kind of went under, but the leaves went over. It's kind of like that, just kind of intertwined there. I thought that was cute. Put those there. So that's the November one. So let's do the insert. Right. So the truck goes in the bottom corner. It's just comical now. Why am I doing that? Here we go. Yeah. Come on, glue. And then our little trio of pumpkins up here. It's funny how I do this at the end just to make sure, but what would I do if it actually glued down, right? I love that one. I love fall colors. Love fall colors. That might be my favorite one. All right, and so now we are looking at December. Okay, we have these little, are they supposed to be beads? Or I know they're supposed to be some kind of Christmas like tree trim, but it kind of looks like beads. Like it, whatever it is. So here's another month that had lots of little ephemera pieces. So what I decided to do is I used the Christmas ornament that had the dots on it. I put it over here, and then I'm going to use this holly, and I'm going to kind of cross over like that. Okay. This new glue that I'm using, I call it new. I've been using it for about 3 months. It gives you a little bit more time to glue down than what I was using, but sometimes I forget that and I start moving it way before I need to. Here's another one that had some extra bits here, that I liked, and I wanted to use it. So what I did, you could put it here, but it kind of fades out in the background. So I thought it really was pretty right here. So that is where I put it. Kind of add a little extra color up here. It kind of gets lost down there. There we go. All right, and one more of our inserts here. I'm going to put the Christmas ornament that has like the snowflakes on it. I'm going to put it up here at the top. So if you like these type of albums that are very repetitious, like to me, I like it because every page looks different because it has all the different pattern paper, but like I said, it's one recipe all the way throughout. So it makes it, once you know how to do the recipe once, very quick and very easy. You're not having to try and stress out and choose paper and choose how I'm going to do this individual layout. So before I go, I wanted to make sure I did a complete walkthrough of these because I don't think I showed you the back of what I chose. So before I leave, let me make sure I do that. So this was January, and this was the front or the back of January, as you can see. This is what we did for February. And you can see the other side of February, March. And it had that happy spring with the bicycle. And then this is April. And April had these really pretty flowers. And May. And we had that really pretty plaid on the back. June. Oh, and it had the yay, it's summer there. July. Had the stars. I think that was a gimme, right? That was an easy one. August. So August I did this really pretty big striped on there. And then September I used the green dot. October had this really pretty leaves on it. For November I did the happy fall, y'all. And for December, on the back of that one, I did the holly. So I couldn't remember if I showed you that in the video, so I went back real quick to show you that just in case, so you would know which papers that I chose for every month on the back of these inserts. We've got all of our January through December done, and so we just need to put it in the book like this. So next time when we come back, that is where we will start. So let's see how far we got. That took a whole video, but we really only got through page 11. So when we come back tomorrow, we will do the chipboard covers. We'll do our cover. We'll start decorating. We got a lot of decorating to do on the cover and on the spine and the back. And we'll make these elements here. This is a photo insert here. And then I really like this library card. I like to use these because you can do a little bit of journaling to tell, you know, why you made this book or who the book is about. Another just extra long fun tag. And then our big see-through pocket. All right, fine. You don't want to go in like that. How about there? There we go. And then the front, I decided not to do a pocket because I really liked this Best Year Ever, that piece of paper. But I didn't want to use it on the front, even though I used Best Year Ever here. And then a small one on the back. I decided to piece my paper. So we'll be doing some paper piecing and put it there. Okay, anyway, I hope you're enjoying the process of this album. Excuse me. If you are, please give me a thumbs up on this video. And join us over on our Facebook group, Lisa Wise Designs. We would love to see you over there. Be sure to post some pictures, and I will see you back here tomorrow where we will start working on the cover. Thanks, guys. Bye.